like you want it. Go on, live it, live it, live it. You got this, come on and live to be well. Live to be well with Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim. Live to be well. Live to be well with Dr. Kim. Live to be well. Live to be well with Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim. Live to be well. Live to be well with Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim. Ooh,
Hi, this is Dr. Kim Logan Nowlin, and welcome to Live to Be Well. I'm just so excited about being here with you and relationships. Relationships, and this is a very special week for me, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. But I want to talk about relationships. So before I get started, I want to just hope you had a wonderful Labor Day on yesterday and you were able to recognize, the issues about Labor Day is about the labor movements. I don't know how many of you know that, but the things that we have today are all based on relationships. When you think about Social Security Commission, when you think about leave of absence, FMLA, when you think about all the different things that we have to go through, the Parent Leave Act, the Family Leave Act, all these things have come about because our pensions have come about because of the labor rights relationships. So I was sitting down, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight, and I wanted to talk about relationships. And your questions, as always, have been phenomenal. Your response to the question. So I want to get into some of the questions if I can do that. All right. The question is, why are creating pleasant memories so important? And let me say welcome to my regular viewers, and I want to welcome all my new viewers. All right. So let me know how you are enjoying some of the new highlights we have in the program. Why are creating good memories so important? Why are creating good memories so important? Because again, without memories, we do not build relationships. So let's go to my first viewer's response. Why are creating good memories so important? Tanja, because in the end, that's all we have. Because at the end, that's all we have is our relationships, our families. That's a good answer. All right. Douglas Bruce Beck said, good or bad, this is what we have. All right. Now, Sherry Neal out of Detroit, I think memories, good or bad, help to shape and form who we are today and also help us to learn about ourselves. I like that. It helps us to shape and form who we are today and also helps us to learn about ourselves. Excellent answer. Mr. Ennis Woods from Dearborn Heights, the reflecting and reminiscing back can be a motivation and kickstart when you are having a bad moment or day. It can give you the reminder, hope, inspiration during down times that there's a reason to go on, and all storms do eventually run out of power, okay? And sunny skies can follow, turning what we're trying to forgettable times into wonderful, pleasant memories. So I like that. And you're right. After a storm, The rainbow and the sun does come shining through. So, Kathy, Ypsilanti, because in the end, that's all what we have left are our relationships. And we're constantly building relationships every day. You know, I get a new friend request, I send out a friend request. So, our question, why are creating good memories so important? Because at the end, that's all we have, good or bad. We are connected. We can pick and choose our families. We can pick and choose our friends, but our families were born into these relationships. All right, Erica Gardner of Detroit. As the saying goes, fight counteracts darkness. Light counteracts darkness. Light. When you create positive memories with someone or something in those not so pleasant times, once the initial feelings has subsided, it may be easier to rationalize the forgiveness process rather than just to walk away from it all and retaliate. So why walk away? Why not try to fix that relationship? You know, and it's hard because pride gets in the way of healing. And that's why the word of God says pride goes before the fall. So if we're trying to create good memories, then pride doesn't fit in there because we need healthy relationships. I want healthy friends, healthy relationships, healthy, when you talk about your marriage, a healthy marital relationship. All right, that was good, Erica. Deshaun Edwards, lasting memories, whether good or bad, shapes our being in some degree. That's why leading by example is critical, especially with our children. And that's so true, Deshaun, because our children are always watching. Our children are always viewing how we shape our worldview, how we see the world, how we react to the worldview. You know, just because someone says, I'm going to jump off a cliff, that doesn't mean I'm going to follow behind you. And that doesn't mean I'm going to do something that's going to be negative. But we have to look at what is shaping our worldview, who we are listening to when it comes to the news, when it comes to what we watch on television. Because when I was a teenager, which was not so long ago, amen, um, we didn't have the social media. We didn't have FaceTime and Facebook and, you know, all the different social media. We didn't have that. We picked up the phone or we went next door, knocked on the neighbor door. You know, hi, can Kim come out and play? You know, now you texting right to somebody sitting right next to you in church or in the classroom. So creating relationships means too that, you know, what was the last time we picked up an ink pen and really sat down and we wrote a letter to someone? I'm trying to do that more. Write letters to people versus texting and just sending an email. I'm taking time out to go pick up some cards, stamps, and I'm mailing out letters to people. All right, then I'm thinking about them. All right, so we need to know that we must set the example. Michael Marshall, my good friend, classmate, because life's far too short to dwell on the misery we all endure. Spread love. Share a smile with someone daily. All right? And that's what I always say. You know, smile, whether they're your teeth or not, you better smile, okay? And create that memory. You know, that's why it's so important that we get out and we engage and we get involved, you know. So, you know, I just want to just welcome all my viewers once again, you know, my regular viewers and my new viewers to Live to Be Well. Our topic for tonight, why are creating good memories so important? All right. So Michael Marshall said, because life is far too short to dwell on the misery we all endure. Spread love, share a smile with someone daily. All right. Daphne. Hi, Daphne. We live, love, laugh, reflect on God's goodness. These are the memories that keep us happy inside and out. So that's true. We live, we love, we cry, we go through different things in our lives, and yet we have to adapt to these things. We have to adapt to the memories of death, and that's hard. But out of that, we come together with our family. I just recently had my family reunion, and it was wonderful seeing all my family, people I didn't know, but creating memories. And I go every year. So now, so that I can get to know these faces, people, children, and I'm glad that I'm doing that because I took a lot of pictures, created a lot of memories, and it was really, really nice. And that's something that is, I really appreciate. All right. Now let's talk about, reflection for a minute. The important aspect of reflecting is that I can look back on what I'm building on. If you don't know where you've come from, how do you know where you're going? All right. And the relationships that you have built since grade school, some of you probably have relationships since grade school, elementary, middle school, on to high school, college. I know I do. I was walking down the street one day and I saw a classmate from elementary school. And I just called out her name. And she turned to me and said, Kim. And I mean, we recognized each other, and I hadn't seen her in years. So we were classmates from the third grade through the sixth grade. And from there, we went to different junior high schools or on to different high schools. But the relationship was still there because we took care of that relationship. And let me say this, you have to really spend time to nurture the relationship. It can't be one sided. You have to pick up the phone to create that memory. I need to pick up the phone. I need to answer your text. I need to answer your email. I need to respond to your card. I need to come visit you. You come visit me, whatever it is. But we need to invest in the relationships that we're building. Can I say that again? We need to invest. We need to pour in, because how can you withdraw anything when you don't put anything in? How can I withdraw from my bank account when I didn't make any deposits? So it's important for me to recognize that I need to invest, make good deposits, so at the end of the day, I can make a good withdrawal. And that means love, consideration, respect, kindness, all those things about building relationships. And why does it matter? Because they say Black Lives Matters. Yes, it does. Relationships matter. I don't want to get into a situation where I've fallen out with someone. And now years and years have gone by because we don't know how to fix it. We don't know what to do. Well, this person, hurt my feelings, or this person, owes me money, or this person, didn't allow me to sing in the choir. I mean, a lot of things, just holding grudges. And then it gets to the point, like Michael Marshall said, life is too short. We don't even know why we are holding the grudge. So we need to really sit back and reassess, reevaluate what is really important and what's going on in our lives. Do I want to be healthy? Do I want to nurture? Do I need to develop? Do I need to pour into you so you can pour back into me? And I'm talking pouring what is healthy into your relationship. And also the people that you meet and the people that you date. I had a situation today in my office, and the father and the mother are not communicating. And that's a lot of my cases. And the little baby is in the middle of all of their confusion. And it's unfortunate that this has gone on for so long, and it has impacted her relationship with herself, her self esteem, her self worth, where she is in her life. How we conduct ourselves, as Deshaun stated, is an example to our children. How we follow through, how we carry out our plan and execute it in a positive, healthy manner. So when we talk about, why do we build health relationships? How do we develop them? And how do we reflect on them? So when you sit back and you reflect, that's a good relationship. Check that off. Start writing down names of people in your life and ask yourself, is that a good relationship that I have with that person? Do I have a good relationship with that person? When you're sitting in church, not to distract yourself, look around the church and see, wow, I have good relationships with that person. I have a good relationship with that person. Oh, wow, I've known that person 40 or 50 years, and our relationship is still strong. I am now moving into my 40th year as a student Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama. I will be going back, Lord willing, for my alumni weekend. And let me say this, that relationships that I have there are so important to me. My friends, those, you can have, associates or colleagues, but be careful who you give the label friend to. You can't just throw that around. You're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend. You are my colleague, my associate, but the person that I invest, I spend time with. Like the 5 women I pray with every morning at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Those are my friends because we share personal information, we share our life stories, we are able to support one another, and they are investing in me and what I've been through. All right. So let's talk about some of the experiences that you've been through. All right. I'm going to talk about mine and why relationships are so important because you all went on my journey after I shared with you about the breast cancer. Now, tomorrow is a very important day for me. I mean, every day is important, but tomorrow is my birthday. And some of you, Daphne and a couple of others, have wished me happy birthday already. And I thank you. But a year ago today, I wasn't dealing with breast cancer. I wasn't. But here I am, September the 4th, and, going through my chemo treatment now. And I have to deal with this for the next 5 years, my chemo tablets. But still, and I think about the relationships and people who have invested in me. Now, some people say, well, why didn't you tell me? Why? I could have prayed with you. But I said, well, I knew people were praying with me anyway for me. But I just needed to know how I was dealing with this in my own relationship with God and I. So with that, the love that has been poured out since I released my story and the reflection of that lets me know that I have so many amazing relationships that have formed into friends on Facebook and other social media and now to becoming part of my family. So I don't now I've taken another level, not just friends in my relationships, but I think of you as family because of the way you care. You come on Live to Be Well every Tuesday night or when I'm on and you're here. That is a commitment to our relationship, a relationship that I have with you and you have with me. So I need you to start looking at your relationships on your job, in your community, your church environment, your family environment, your immediate family, your circle of friends. And you need to see how many relationships do I have that are really healthy for me? Are they good relationships? And am I investing in those relationships? Do I call? Do I text? Do I invest in you? Do I spend time with you? You know, I was out and about Sunday and I had a meeting with my dear friend Joanne Fuller, and she is my event planner. And we're getting ready. This is early registration will begin in September the 20th for the Live to Be Well Women's Retreat for next May, and it'll be here before you know it. But I asked her to give me a ride down to some of the booths, and I said, "Do you have a few minutes?" And I said, we walked through the booths together because I wanted to spend a little time with my friend, just walking through, and we did a little shopping, and we had a good time just looking at the different things at the Eastern Market, which is like a big flea market in Detroit, and we had a good time. But I wanted to invest in a little time with her. It doesn't take a lot of time to let somebody know that you're thinking of them, that you care about them, and that you want to pour into them. When was the last time you called up a friend and say, "Can I pray with you? Can I pray with you? Can I share a word with you? God gave me a good word." So I want to be able to do that. So just remembering, are there positive pluses in your life? Is your life better, with them in it or with them out of it? Is it positive? Because if it's not a positive reflection, are they a positive plus in your life? Your relationships. Is it positive for me to have you? Is it positive for Dr. Kim to be in your to be in your life? Is your life better with them in your life? Is it better that I'm in your life? Or you probably say, well, Dr. Kim, I can't have you in my life because, it's not positive, not healthy. You want positive, people who are moving in a way that is pleasing to God, number one, and that's going to produce good fruit, not bad fruit. You want the fruit of the Spirit being poured into you. Love, joy, gentleness, long suffering, faithfulness. You want those type of things that's going to produce the good fruit that is going to blossom in you. So when people see you, what is it about you? It's the good fruit that's being poured into me, and that I'm not unhappy. Because if that person on your job is causing you, to have a negative reaction. You ever ate something and you broke out, oh, I'm allergic to that. You better start getting allergic to people. I'm allergic to you. All right. I love you. I can pray for you, but I cannot have you in my inner circle. And all you're doing is protecting. The Bible says, be careful who lay hands on you. Be careful, you know, and separate yourself from evildoers. If you know that people in bad environments and they have bad relationships and they're gossiping and backbiting, and they mean trouble on your job, trouble in church, trouble in your family, you have to separate yourself from those negative relationships. Love them, appreciate them, but at the same time, you got to build you up and where you're going. Okay. Now, I always talk about those red flags. If you got a red flag, you got to look at yourself and say, how do you balance the scale? How do I balance it? How and what do I want? And then within those 24 hours, accountability. The accountability. What am I really looking for here? Every day, how am I spending time to really pour into my relationships? How do I pour into being healthy and wiser and better? Because if not, what do I say? You need to walk away. Red flag. Put that red flag right up there. Red flag. Red flag. All right. That's a red flag. When you know it's not a healthy relationship for you, you know it's not balancing you out, you know that it's not good for you. All right. They're arrogant. That person is cocky, haughty. Just caution. Be aware of who you invite in your life. Be aware who you invite into your life. Don't you be arrogant. Don't you be cocky. Don't you be haughty. Dr. Kim cannot be arrogant. Dr. Kim can't be cocky acting, be haughty. When you see people out and about, you can't be haughty. You're not all that in a bag of chips. You are a servant. I'm here to serve on Live to Be Well. So be careful who you invite into your life. Who are you inviting? What type of people? Are they, people that use drugs or alcohol, go to places that are not healthy and good? It's not safe for you. Somebody that wants you to, man, hold this gun for me, just hold it for me. No, that's not healthy for me. Do not experiment with danger. Don't experiment with crime. Don't experiment with things that you know nothing about. Ask God, he said, if you lack wisdom, acts of God. But don't put yourself in a situation where these relationships will cause a red flag. Get rid of those type of relationships in your life. All right. So listen, it's 9:42. I've got a couple of more things I want to talk about. All right, before we just go into Dr. Kim's birthday celebration. All right. Now, yesterday I had a video on, and I was talking about healthy eating. Now, remember, I say all the time that being a vegan is a lifestyle choice that I've made for several reasons. but mainly what I experienced in my relationship with my late husband, Arthur, and what he went through with his illness, and how I learned how to eat healthier and juicing, and other people who came into my life who taught me about juicing and how to cook better. And they explained things to me about how potatoes turn to sugar. Things I didn't even think about or even want to research. And I thought, okay, potatoes is a vegetable, but once it gets into the body and the bloodstream, it turns to sugar. So I had to be careful of the amount of potatoes I was eating. I love potatoes, I love French fries, but I had to cut back. So with all of that, I have found so many amazing friends who are vegan chefs, vegan restaurants. People have opened restaurants, and I have built relationships with them. When I go into a particular vegan restaurant, I will go all the way across town to be with this one person, manager of the restaurant, because I get that personal care. I give her a hug. She greets me in love, and now I consider her a friend when she sees me, or I'll ask her for something. She lights up when I walk into the restaurant. She comes from behind the counter when she sees me. That's relationships. When I went to another vegan restaurant. The young lady who was managing the desk and the table, I met her at a boutique store in the Fisher building. But I began to build a relationship with her, and we were talking, and she said, my uncle and my family were opening a new vegan restaurant, and it's absolutely delicious, all right? And it's called Chili, Mustard, and Onions down on Brush Street. And when I walked in, there she was. I waited about 15 minutes or so. She set me, but as soon as she saw me, she came out and gave me a hug. Relationships, building relationships, and looking at how these relationships will grow. The more I go, the better my relationship is. The more I spend time with this person. And now she just comes over to the table and she speaks, she talks to us, and she's so friendly. Those moments and relationships develop into pleasant memories. Every time I see her, I smile, and they're pleasant memories. And that's what you want. When I see you, Daphne, always a pleasant memory. Deshaun, a pleasant memory. All right. When I see you, Michael Marshall, pleasant memory. Ennis, Al Rogers, pleasant memories. Dr. Janice Brown, a pleasant memory. Just light up. When I see certain people, when I see you, Sherry, or Minister Raylene, or Miss Vanessa, Dr. Sims, I light up like a Christmas tree. I can just see your name. And, that's something when you can just see a person's name and it brings a smile to yourself, a pleasant memory. And that's what you want. I know we all have pleasant memories from holidays, all the different events that's in your life. When that first child was born, school started back today. Some of you have, preschoolers and those starting kindergarten and first grade, and oh, my baby, I'm just so. I know some of you just cried, and when you got in the car, you was like, "Oh, I'm free, okay." But again, relationships, and we want your children to have good relationships because in school they're building relationships with their teachers and their classmates. Good, healthy relationships. All right. I can fall back on those memories when I'm down and I need an uplift. I think about my relationship with Betty Davis. I think about my relationship with Marsh Sheila Finnison. I think about my relationship with Patty Lewis, Dawn Coopwood. I think about my relationship with Cha Cha. I think about my relationship, with Sheila Sharp. Oh my goodness, those were the days we would watch Young and the Restless in Carter Hall. Memories when I walk on the grounds of Carter Hall, and I think about how Marsha McCullough took care of me. Excuse me. Good relationships. Good, just really just touches my heart. When I think about Kenny Anderson, good relationships. Emil Parker. And I think about Dr. Leslie Pollard, who's now the president of my daughter's university. I can fall back on those memories when I'm down and I need an uplift. When I was down in Oakwood, putting, my daughter's room together and walking through Carter Hall, those memories uplifted me. And I remembered being in Carter Hall. Now both my daughters have been in Carter Hall, where I was a student, where I lived on that campus. Happy memories. And that's why we go back to Oakwood weekend, alumni weekend, because we want to, remember the happy memories and make new memories. That's why we go to our family reunions. That's why I went to a wedding this weekend, an African wedding. It was amazing. New memories, made new friends. And when someone heard my name, when the mother of the bride heard my name, and I introduced myself, and I could tell she was the mother of the bride, and I said my name, she says, "Oh, hi." That meant that she heard something good about me, and that made me feel real good. And then I saw two gentlemen who recognized each other, and they worked together. And the gentleman said, "Hello, hello." And the gentleman at first didn't recognize his dear friend from work. And he was like, "What?" And they embraced each other. Nothing but good memories. And we made new friends at the wedding. And then went on from there I had to go to another funeral. And then that Friday, I was blessed to attend the homegoing service of Miss Aretha Franklin. A lot of friends that were there, a lot of people that I've made friends with over the last 40 years in business here in Detroit, and then made new friends. New relationships were formed, and people that we were sitting with, people that I was introduced to, people that I came in contact with. So new relationships. So that uplifted me. Take pictures, videos, and recordings. Make a lasting record and memories. Now Dr. Kim is always ready with that camera. Making memories. That's what I'm doing. Always making a memory to pull back. When I'm with friends, and I post a lot. I'm sure a lot of you post a lot, and some of you a little bit more quieter than others with your posting. And your pictures may be private. That's okay. But those are your memories that you're holding on to and that you are pulling together. I am just thankful for the relationships that I have with you. And if I haven't told you lately, Dr. Kim loves you. Dr. Kim is so excited to have you in my life and me in yours. And on Live to Be Well, that's what we're about. Building relationships, building, being able to interact, engage, communicate, and also collaborate. If you're having something, let me know so that I can come out and support it, because Dr. Logan will support it. I'll put it all over social media. If it's good, if it's healthy, and it's going to promote God and the well-being of mankind, I'm all in. Let me know, and Dr. Kim will be there front and center for your program. I get a lot of invitations to a lot of places, and you all know I post where I go, sometimes 4 or 5 engagements in one day, one weekend, because relationships. I want to say again, congratulations to my dear friend, Pastor Yolanda Whitlow Tyus, who celebrated her first anniversary of New Mount Pisgah Baptist Church. And I was there. And again, we have had an 18 plus year relationship. And it all started with my daughter Erin being at her daycare center, preschool, first and kindergarten, first grade. Relationships. And we are here to serve. I think about my daughter having breast cancer, and all those who come out to support Micah in her breast cancer run. Live to Be Well will be having our first breast cancer run in October. We will be out there with our Live to Be Well shirts, and I'm going to be looking for you all to register. And we're going to raise money for breast cancer awareness. And we want things to happen to spark, but relationships. So if you want to come on and be on my team, get your shirt, order your shirt. Live to Be Well with Dr. Kim. All right. So again, relationships. Well, tomorrow is 9:52. Let's do a review. It's about having healthy relationships, investing, pouring into something that's going to matter and make a difference. Making sure that those that you have around you, those you engage with, are people that's going to contribute to you being productive. Not a downward spiral, but an upward climb. You want people that's going to see you climb and climb together. Let's do this together. Let's not be jealous of one another, envious. Let's not be arrogant or haughty or cocky. Let's be humble about where we are. Are they a positive plus? Remember, if you don't remember anything tonight, are the people in your life a positive plus in your life? Is your life better because they are in your life? Are they a plus? The people in your life, are they a plus or are they a minus? Are they an asset or a deficit? And you are the only one who can answer that. And you've got to be honest with yourself. And you've got to look at your life and say, why am I still stuck? Why am I in the same situation? Why am I still cohabitating with this man and he's not married me yet? After 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. One day is one day too long. All right, because that's not pleasing to the Lord. You know, why am I around people who use profanity? That's not the kind of relationships I want to be around. I don't want to be around people who use drugs, smoke marijuana, who drink, gamble. I am not about to take my hard-earned money and gamble it away. But there are people who will gamble or drink and use drugs. But where are all my friends when I'm doing these things? It's all right, long as I'm spending all my money. But when I'm broken, I'm down and out. Where's everybody to help me get back on my feet? If they aren't praying and help them to become a positive plus, if you need people to, let me say this, have people in your life who know how to pray. You need some prayer warriors in your life. People that will pray with you in the morning. They will call you up in the midday, call you up at night. Have yourself at least one prayer partner that you can count on every day. A positive support of people. I thank God for Juanita Martin, Nettie Gray, Sandia Henry, Tanya Johnson, Beverly King, and I'm on that prayer team. And I thank God that they're in my life and I'm in their life. These women pray with me, my prayer warriors. And then I have other people, Al Rogers, prayer partner. All right. People who pray, Ennis Woods, prayer partners. People who love Joanne Fuller, prayer partners. People who care and want to see something better. Pray for those that aren't and that do not have, and don't gossip and talk about them. Don't talk about people. Don't do that. Don't gossip. All right. Again, make sure that the people that are in your life that you can have positive reflections on. Well, listen, I'm going to just play. Tomorrow's my birthday. I got positive memories, the wonderful memories and things that my husband would do for me and my children. I know my children have a lot of surprises for me. Last year, they really got me, and a lot of my friends. And I'm thinking about throwing myself a birthday party. So look out. You never know. Look for that invitation. But I thank God for the memories as I reflect, and they're holding me and they're keeping me, and so that I can be uplifted of my life, my marriage, my children, my friendships, my life serving in the Lake Region Conference, 3ABN, teaching at Wayne County, at Wayne State University, being Dr. Kim, speaking, all the speaking engagements. Thank you. And I will be in Jacksonville, Florida. I am coming to your city very soon. We've got a city tour getting ready to start with Dr. Kim and book signings. So my first kickoff, September 21st in Jacksonville, Florida. You'll see a post on that on Thursday. So, building relationships. Someone tells someone, Next thing I know, I'm in 12 different cities, all because of relationships. Right, Joyce? Down there in Florida, right? Being able to build relationships. And all my clients and patients, thank you for coming and believing in Dr. Kim over the years, 37 years. Wherever you may be now, thank you. Thank you for blessing my life. And so I'm excited. And so it's my birthday. And, happy birthday to Dr. Kim. And I'm excited because I didn't have to be here. And God gave me one more year. One more. So happy birthday to all of you in the month of September who've come between January and September. Happy birthday. And tomorrow is Dr. Kim's birthday, September the 5th. Happy birthday, Dr. Kim. And I am happy about my relationship with Dr. Kim. I love Dr. Kim. I love Kim Logan because I believe in Kim Logan. And I believe that she's a good person because of Jesus Christ. So happy birthday, happy birthday. And I will continue to do what God's called me to do. God bless you and good night from Dr. Kim and all my blessings to you. Mwah. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Yes. Happy birthday to you. Yes. Well, happy birthday. Yes. Yes. Happy birthday. Come on. Happy. Come on, one more time. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining. And see you next week for Live to Be Well. Love you. Thank you, El Rogers, for the new beautiful graphics for this new show. Thank you. God bless you.